Everyone, welcome back to the Professional English course Intermediate Level Part 5 by Life Changes Academy. So, in this session, we are completely learn about the workplace discussion as well as the meeting communications. Okay, let me start with a simple question. Have you ever been in a meeting where you wanted to say something but you stayed silent? Maybe you have an idea, maybe you had a question, maybe you disagreed with something, but you didn't know how to speak professionally. This happens to many people, especially when they are new to the workplace or when English isn't their first language. The truth is, communication skills can often be important than technical skills, right? You may be very talented, but if you cannot communicate your ideas clearly, means people may never know how much value you can bring, right? Yes. So today's lesson is all about helping you participate confidently in workplace discussion as well as meeting. Okay. So by this end of this video, you will know how to share your ideas, how to ask questions, how to agree professionally, and then how to disagree respectfully and become a more confident communicator. Okay. So let's begin this session. Okay. First of all, you are going to know about why workplace discussion matters. So many people think meetings are boring, but meetings are actually where important decisions are made, right? Think about any successful company. Projects are planned in meetings, projects are solved in meetings, ideas are also discussed in the meetings, goals are set in the meetings, right? Okay, imagine a football team where players never talk to each other, right? Everyone would run in a different direction. The same thing happens in workplaces without communication, right? Discussion help everyone stay aligned. Okay, for example, a marketing team may have one idea, sales team have another idea, customer support team may see a completely different problem. Where all these perspectives come together, the company makes better decisions, right? That's why workplace discussions are so important. Okay, they create a teamwork collaboration as so innovations. Okay, they share their idea, they solving their problem, they make decisions also, they will achieve their dreams. Okay, and then we are going to see how to participate effectively. Now let's talk about participation. Okay, many people think participation means talking a lot. Actually, that's not true, guys. Some of the best participants are also the excellent listeners. Imagine you are in a meeting and someone is explaining about an important project update. Okay, instead of planning what you're going to say next, focus completely on understanding the speaker. Okay, taking the notes, and then you have to pay attention. Okay, what the listener is speaking, ask questions if needed. Okay, once you have understand the discussion only, then contribute your ideas. When you speak, stay relevant to the topic. Okay, for example, if the meeting is about improving customer satisfaction, means keep your comments related to the customer service. Okay, effective participation isn't about speaking the most, it's about adding value to the discussions also. Okay, and then useful meeting phrases. Now we are going to see useful meeting phrases. Let's be honest. Okay, sometimes we know what we want to say, but we don't know how to say it professionally, right? That's where meeting phrases become useful. Okay, imagine your manager asks if anyone has an update. Instead of saying, wait, I want to say something, you can say, I would like to provide an update. Okay, I would like to provide an update. This sounds more professional, right? Yes. If you are confused about something, don't say silent. Okay, you can ask, could you clarify the point? For clarification, you can ask like this. Okay, this will be a professional way to asking the clarifications. Okay, so these phrases show confidence as well as professionalism. Okay, and when someone shares a good idea, you can acknowledge it. Okay, say that's the helpful point, or thank you for your input. Okay, small phrases like these can completely change how people perceive your communication skills. Okay, so while adding to the conversation, or else when you are asking for any clarities or acknowledging others, means you can using these phrases. Okay, so I hope you understand these phrases. Next, we are going to say sharing your idea professionally. Okay, this like expressing opinions. Okay, this is one area where employees get struggle. That means they have ideas but hesitate to share them. Maybe they are afraid of being wrong. Maybe they are worried people won't agree. But here's something important, guys. Meetings are designed for sharing opinions, okay? Nobody expects you to have all the answers. Imagine your team is discussing way to improve the productivity, okay? You might say, in my opinion, we should automate some repetitive tasks. That's your perspective. Someone else might build on your idea. Another person might identify a challenges, okay? And together the team creates a stronger solutions, okay? So great ideas often being simple suggestions, okay? So don't underestimate the value of your opinion, okay? So first you value your opinions and the team will automatically follow your ideas, okay? So speak confidently and contribute to the conversations, okay? Okay, so I will using in my opinion, I believe, or else from my perspective, that means from my point of view, okay, I think this approach will work. So first you have to give the ideas in the meeting. Don't get any hesitate, okay? First you believe in your ideas, okay? So the team will automatically believe in your idea, okay? So don't be hesitate, and then you are going to see showing agreement, okay? Now let's talk about the agreement, okay? Agreeing with colleagues isn't just about saying yes. It's about supporting good ideas and encouraging teamwork, okay? Imagine a colleague suggests a solution that you will think it will work means instead of saying silent, acknowledge it. You can say I completely agree or else that's a great point, okay? These responses show that you're engaged in the discussions, okay? They also make you colleagues feel valued, okay? People are more likely to contribute when they know their ideas are appreciated, okay? Professional communication isn't only about sharing your own ideas, it's also about recognizing or else contributing the ideas of others also, okay? So showing agreement means you will be appreciating your colleagues ideas, okay? So that only they also feel valued about their ideas, okay? You didn't stay silent in the meetings, okay? You can have all the access to agreeing the others opinions, okay? And then another one concept is disagree professionally. When you are not agreeing your colleague ideas means you have to disagree in a professional way, that means in a respectful way, okay? Okay, how to disagree the ideas professionally. Now let's discuss one of the this is one of the most important workplace skills, okay? Disagreement isn't a bad thing, guys. In fact, some of the best business decisions happen because people challenge ideas respectfully, okay? Imagine a team member say, we should launch the product next week, but you think the product needs more testing means instead of saying that's wrong. You could say, I understand your point. However, I think additional testing may help reduce risk, okay? Notice the difference, okay? You are focusing on the idea, not attacking the person, okay? Professionally, disagreement creates better discussions and stronger decisions, okay? Always remember that respect people, okay? Even when you disagree with their ideas, okay? So disagreeing is not the bad thing, it's like a natural thing only, okay? You have to disagree the other person idea in a professional way, that means in a respectful manner, okay? So that the person also accepting your disagreement, okay? This is how you have to disagree the other person's ideas, okay? Now another one, working together as a team, okay? A successful team isn't made up of people who always agree. A successful team is made up of the people who communicate effectively, okay? Good teamwork requires four things, okay? Listening carefully. First, you have to listen what others say, what our higher officials will say, okay? And then respecting different opinions. That means you have to support your team decisions, okay? And then think about the best team in sports. That means players communicate constantly. That means you have to think about the best members in your team, okay? They trust each other. You have to trust the person. Also, you have to be in a coordinate way. That means you have to be support each other, okay? The same principle applies in the workplace also, okay? Strong communication creates strong teams, okay? And strong team achieve better results, okay? You have to listen carefully what others say. Also, you have to share your ideas confidently without any hesitations. Also, you have to respect others opinion Also you have to support the decisions of the teams, okay, so that you will be become successful, and you have to achieve the better results, okay. And then now we are going to see another one is your meeting a role play, okay. This one is like a see the situation, your team is discussing a new project proposal, okay. So practice the following, so they express your opinion. That means this is your activity only, okay. Like your company is discussing a new project, mean the manager asks for opinions. You could say, I believe this approach will help us achieving our goals. That means your colleague shares an excellent suggestions, you should respond, that's a great point, okay. So when how to express your opinion, okay, you have to express like I believe in this approach. Likewise, okay, agree with the colleague means use a professional agreement phase. You have agree means you will be that's the great point, I completely agree. Likewise you will be using, okay. And then disagree respectfully. How to disagree, I will already say no. How to disagree the point means I understand your perspective. However, I think we should consider another option also. Okay. How to suggest a solution means finally you will say that we can test this idea with a small group before implementing in a company wide. Okay. This is exactly how professional communication works in the real meeting. Okay. You guys are going to give another example for these four topics, okay. How to express your opinion, how to agree with the colleague, how to disagree, how to suggest a solution, okay. This is your task, okay. After completing this session you will do this task, okay. So and then we will come to the end of this video. Thank you guys for learning. Also the next time you are in a meeting, you will be using these phrases or else these kind of expressing opinions, agreeing, team discussion. You guys are going to follow. Okay, so keep practice so that only you guys are understanding the concepts. Okay, so thank you for watching this lesson. If you found it useful, means you have to share it to your friends. Okay, so they also make useful of it. Okay, so until then keep communicating confidently and professionally, guys. Okay, thank you.